think I told you in one of my previous vlogs that I try to think about in which ways I can act more eco-friendly than I did before. And so I'll link this vlog below so that you can watch it if you haven't yet. But one thing that is not, well, it has to do with being eco-friendly, but I think it's more how you treat other creators, is the fact that still so many beauty products are tested on animals. I'm a huge animal lover all my life. I would never want to harm any animal. But on the other hand, I like beauty care and I like makeup, and it's sometimes not so easy to choose the right products. And lately someone, I think I said this once before, but someone on Facebook posted a chart, or a picture from the organization PETA, where all brands who still test on animals were shown with a logo. And so you look at the picture, I can show you here, and I think it's so shocking to see how many of these brands are the world famous, the well-known, the cool brands in the beauty industry. Animal testing is not required anymore, so these companies could test with other technologies. Of course, I want products to be tested before I put something on my face, but you don't need animals for that. The only reason is that animal testing is much cheaper than testing with other technologies. Lately I went through all my bathroom racks and wanted to clean a little bit, or just have a look at how much of shampoo or face cream or whatever I still have. And I was shocked to see that basically I use not all of these brands that test on animals, but quite a lot. And I said, okay, this year 2019 I want to make a change in that, and I want to change most of my beauty products. I want consciously to decide for cruelty-free brands. And the first step is, of course, if you have products that you are used to for many years, probably you think, why shall I change it? But I think seeing pictures how they treat animals and how they harm them, and I can't even really watch it. It's breaking my heart, because all animals are like creatures like humans for me. And for example, my family had cats and horses for some time when I was younger, and they were like, the horses and cats were like my brothers and sisters, so they were full family members. And so of course you treat them as best as you can. And even if we talk about rats or mice, well, I don't know, I don't mind which kind of animal, but I think this is the worst moral ever to harm them, because they cannot defend themselves in that situation. A lot of the products I used were on this list of animal testing brands, and I said, no, now I want to make a change. I know that some people say you have to go 100%, so from now on no animal tested brand anymore. And I know it's the same with food, or with eating meat, for example. That a lot of people think you have to be a vegetarian, you have to go vegan, otherwise it's not an impact. But I believe that you don't necessarily have to go vegan to contribute to a healthier or more animal-friendly meat industry, because like 50 or 60 years ago, there was not this bad treatment of animals. Usually all people would eat meat at that time back, but not as often and not as much. The dose is the key factor for the industries. And I think it's pretty much the same. Like I'm not a vegetarian, but I eat 85 or 90% plant-based, for example. It's not about, I don't think about it, it's just that I do not eat meat regularly, and probably once or twice a year I like to eat steak, and I enjoy it to the fullest. But usually in my day-to-day life I eat only vegetarian, I would say. So I said, to make a long story short, I said I want, in this year, my goal is to have 80% cruelty-free beauty products at home or when I travel or whenever that I use. And maybe 20% are still of the old brands because I still like the products, but I want to change my focus on the new brands, and probably I will discover more great products of cruelty-free brands. So I started, and I think the first step was easy, was with hair care. I mean, hair care, I have blonde hair, it's always a big thing because my hair needs so much care and so much moisturizing, and on the other side is so fragile, so you know it cannot put so much, that it's not that thick. So you know, girls, if you have the same issue, you know what I mean. I think all blondes with quite thin hair have the same issue, so you understand me for sure. The others, maybe you don't, but that's okay. That's absolutely okay. Hair care was quite easy, and I wasn't really sure which brands are definitely cruelty-free and where to look at. And then I found out that PETA, PETA is a US American organization, but they also have a German and I think many more nationwide associations. I looked at PETA Germany, and they have a full list of all brands that are sold in Germany and that are cruelty-free. So I went through the list, and to be really honest, there were a lot of brands that I've never heard before, never, and I had no idea what kind of product they do. But so you can see that those are probably more the younger brands. They are not as established yet. Or yeah, I don't know, but I just said, okay, just you have the list, and the list will be updated regularly. I'm pretty sure of that. PETA is really trustworthy in that subject. So yeah, that's how and then of course I've heard about some brands like NYX Cosmetics, for example. I've heard about them. I've even tried some of their products without knowing that they were cruelty-free. And so I said, okay, because the products I already had, I liked them a lot. So I said, okay, maybe you should take a closer look. And usually the look is because I'm not an ambassador of them. This is no advertising here. I thought, okay, just try things out. One day you have to try it out, but I think the more girls here on YouTube try things out and the more we share it, the easier it is for others to buy a good product. And so before, to be real honest, with makeup, I used a lot from MAC Cosmetics because of the quality, and the quality is insane. No doubt, but they test on animals and I don't like that. So I said, okay, which products may I replace by NYX Cosmetics products? And I discovered a few. And these I'm going to show you now. So these are my products from NYX. And I think I started it all with this is a blush. I will show you in a minute. So this is a blush, this is a primer, this is a concealer, a foundation, a bronzer, and a finishing powder. So that's basically what I use. And I also I love their lipsticks, but I think I forgot them to bring it here. So let's start. The first thing, yeah, we start with the primer. We start with the primer. I have to admit that before this one, I've never used a primer. I don't know why, but I think if you once used it, and it said so much that it's not so healthy for the skin in the long run, and I don't use it every day, but sometimes if I have a photo shoot or a music video or so, I like to use it because it really makes a difference. And this one is the Studio Photogenic primer. I love it. So, second, almost the same as important, is the concealer, and I like this liquid concealer. I have it in number CW06. This is my color, and it's wonderful. I think this one is brand new, so you see, it's brand new still. but it's not new because I've never used it. It's new because I had to rebuy it like 3 or 4 times at least. Yeah, this one. Then oh, a very good, great, one of my favorites by NYX is you can't even read it anymore because it's old. I think I have this for more than 1 year. The mirror is dirty. I'm not a beauty blogger at all, but this is a blush palette that you can go from yellow lights to red lights, or like yellow, orange, red, so it gives you really a nice summer glow. I like it a lot because it's very soft but also stays on the cheeks where it belongs. The bronzer is, I thought it would be similar to the bronzer that I had from MAC, but it turned out that this one is definitely thicker, so be very careful to apply it because you need a slight little bit of it. And from the MAC bronzer I used, well, not a slight, I didn't took a ton of it, but I took definitely more. So this is very thick, so make sure it's only a very soft, light blending finish. I have a bit oily skin on my nose always, so I have to, and I usually need a finishing powder. And I think this one I've tried it a few times now and I really like it. But probably, I'm not really sure if it's better than the MAC or worse. I think it's quite similar. That's what I can say for now, after using it I think 3 or 4 times, not more. And then I really had my struggle finding a foundation, because I think foundations is so special, and once you find the one that works for you, you usually don't want to change. I remember before I had MAC, I had the same one, I think it was from Lancome Tests on Animals too, by the way, but I had the same one for 10 years or 12 years even, and then I changed to MAC, and now I've tried the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop. It's a full coverage foundation, so it's a bit thicker, but I was so surprised how beautiful the matte finish is and how light the texture is. So it covers a lot, but the texture is very light, and as far as I can say, I like it. So anyway, so I was trying out some things. What I haven't really found yet is a mascara. I don't know, I have the mascara from L'Oreal, but maybe to find a substitute for that that is cruelty-free would be great. So if you probably have an advice for me, which mascara you would recommend to me, please write it down in the comments. For example, I have the liquid ink eyeliner from Essence. Essence is one of the cheapest brands you find in a German drugstore, and I don't know why, I think I tried it out accidentally once and I just fell in love with it. It's my favorite from I think at least 10 or 15 years, but you know, forever. And this is really not expensive at all, so sometimes you can mix it up. And I was so surprised that these cheap brands that you find in a drugstore, most of them are cruelty-free. I would never have expected that, never. But that makes me really happy. So from Essence you can use them too. Sometimes if I use fake lashes, I have them from Essence or Catrice because they are not so expensive, and yeah, usually the fake lashes stay for once on my lids and then get removed and thrown away. Yeah, so that's so far my experience, and I hope I will continue and find more beauty products that go hand in hand with my morals in terms of animal testing. And I hope you like this short review. It was quite a different vlog to what I usually vlog about. I also decided, because some of you wrote me during the past weeks and months that you are curious about some products I use. I didn't use affiliate links a lot. Yeah, I think I will start to put them in my YouTube videos, YouTube vlogs description, so that you find the products I use at the moment, and you can buy them too, or try them out at least, or yeah, whatever you like. This is it for today. If you like my videos, please subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you next Sunday again. Bye.